The secretary's dramatic arrival did happen on what was a very, very bad day in Japan. Today, Japan found out that it is having the worst financial quarter they have had since 1974. 1974. You know, when economists talk about Japan's lost decade, really ominously, that lost decade was the 90s. Which means that they are now going through something that is worse than the thing that every American economist warns us about in Japan's economic past. And if that weren't bad enough, here is Japan's Timothy Geithner. This guy is the Japanese finance minister. And here he is speaking at a press conference in Rome this weekend. See if you can spot what's wrong here.
日銀の決定された金利はゼロからオバマ政権に対して日本は早く適切に
Okay, I don't speak Japanese, but I do speak hammered. And that dude was hammered. The finance minister of Japan, which is currently having a financial quarter that is 3 times as bad as ours. For the record, Shoichi NAKAGAWA says that he had just taken too much medicine. But you saw the tape. And that is the Japan.
The IMF has just signed a loan agreement with the Japanese government for $100 billion US. How important is this loan? And will it be enough?
Well, $100 billion, that's a lot, huh? So it's very important because of the amount. It's also very important because the Japanese government, and I'm very grateful to the Japanese government, paved the way for the increase in foreign resources. And we certainly need more increase in foreign resources than this $100 billion. I have set this objective of doubling the foreign resources, and I think we can reach it over time. Why? That's because the crisis is a global crisis. When we were dealing with an Asian crisis, if I may say, it was only Asia, and after it was only Latin America. Now we're dealing with a crisis all across the world, and so we have countries asking for our membership, asking for support from all the part of the world. As I told you at the beginning, the economic effect of the crisis are going to end during the year, and so I'm expecting some other countries to ask, rather important list of countries, to ask support from the Fed. It takes some time to increase the resources of the Fed, and that's why we need to do it now. Even if today we don't have any problem in financing the program we want to implement, we have to begin now to increase these resources to be able to answer the demand in 6 months or 8 months from now.
日銀の決定された金利はゼロから0.25ですか。
But this odd press conference performance from Japan's finance minister Shoichi Nakagawa apparently wasn't the result of drink. It was all down to too much cold medicine.
オバマ政権に対して日本は早く適切に財政出動をやってもらいたいということは申し上げました。
Sitting in front of the world's press at a G7 news conference this weekend, Nakagawa answered questions which weren't directed at him and seemed to be unsure even about the current interest rate in Japan.
どれだけ恥ずかしいことか、どれだけ
Back home and in the cold light of day, the opposition called for him to be sacked. But now a much more alert-looking Nakagawa has gone in front of the cameras again to explain himself.
I sincerely regret my behaviour, which was under the influence of too much cold medicine at that press conference, but I believe I have accomplished the goals of the summit.
He'll be hoping that statement will make this little crisis evaporate, but for the Japanese public it could just distill their lack of support for his boss, Prime Minister Taro Aso. His approval sunk to below 10%. Historically, that's led PMs to fall on their sword and resign. A sobering thought indeed.
What are you alluding to? I mean, what is the connection between Washington's feelings on Strauss-Kahn and their concern over the IMF and this rape scandal?
He is now eliminated as a threat, and that always raises questions. You know, the prior threat to the banks was the New York governor, Eliot Spitzer, and he was taken out on a sex charge, and now we have the IMF director, and he's taken out on a sex charge. Whether it proves to be true or false, he's now out of the picture, and so this is a great relief to Washington and to the banks.
後ろから皆様方にありがとうと、ありがとうございますと申している声が聞こえるような気がいたします。そして特に26年間の政治生活の中で皆様方にご指導いただいて、また大切にしていただいたことに心から感謝を申し上げさせていただき、お礼といたします。大変ありがとうございました。